And the Star leads with Ooh Ah Up Vera. Wolf Tones frontman Brian Warfield has blasted begrudgers as team apologises for post-match chant.
And Katja, lots of texts coming in about that.
Yeah,
all positive,
they're all positive.
pro the Irish team. Yeah.
And like in my personal opinion, I just think it's been blown out of proportion. We have one that says the whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. This has been blown way out of proportion. The girls sang a song. They weren't supporting the IRA. It makes my blood boil that they can't even celebrate their fantastic win.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is true here. I think it's a very innocent on the team's part. I don't think the song was meaning any malice. No. Young people, and remember how young this team are. Young people aren't really aware and may not associate the song with the troubles as such.
Absolutely.
And just sort of, we're just singing a song.
We have to give them that benefit.
But you're saying like they weren't supporting the IRA. They're saying up the rat, which is, and listen, I totally think that there was no malice in it. I think that they were caught up in a change room which was full of celebration and jubilation. And I saw videos of them singing loads of songs. Yeah. And I think,
just
like,
that one was
as
released,
you said, Alan, they're so young. Like Katie McCabe, who's the captain. You think about, say, the atrocities of the IRA bomb, say, up in Omagh. Like, that was in 1998. I think she was only around 3 years of age at that sort of... So they're not aware of the history of it. But at the same time...
You do understand some people being offended by it and, like, people whose families may have been affected by bombings and stuff like that. Yeah. So you do understand that. But I don't think, like...
There was no malice
involved.
Yeah.
But look at it, maybe it will just... You just have to be so careful these days and age, which is really...
I know, but I just hate that it's taken away from their win. Like, this is so incredible what they've done. And we should be talking about that. That should be making the headlines throughout the week and not this. So.
And even the players had to come out and do interviews yesterday. Yeah. And unfortunately, you know, they talked about the great goal and the celebrations and the going to the World Cup, but a big part of it was talking about this song. And, you know, as you say, Katja, like,
there won't be any repercussions from it, will there? Like, they won't be banned from international...
So.
Well, it says the Scottish police are making inquiries.
But
the police are actually looking into it.
So the Scottish police will say, yes, they sang the song. We know that.
I know.
So, I mean,
and they've apologised for it, haven't they? So... Yeah.
I know.
I mean, they're like, in terms of it, and even like we saw it with Sky Sports questioning one of the girls about it, like that there is an education to this as well.
Yes.
And I think actually,
which is good
for these girls, they are now on the top pedestal of Irish sport, have been. Yeah. But I'd say they're going to know now going forward, you have to be careful what you say. And if you're in the change room, you'll have to learn. If you're going to be representing the country going to a World Cup, you are going to be an ambassador for a lot of young boys and girls out there, and you have to be careful what you do. And I think...
Just comes with it.
It's sad, but at the same time, there's a big learning in it as well. And what should be such a positive experience is now kind of being tainted by the video that came out singing
that song.
Up the
we've
rat,
got a couple of negative texts here now. People do not want to excuse their behaviour, saying to say the young ladies don't know about the troubles in the north is just not true. They've already admitted to learning about them in history. So...
Yeah, because a lot of the messages that we had in earlier were very positive.
Very positive. But all messages were very positive.
Media blowing it out of proportion.
But like, we want to read some of the negatives. I'm sure that wasn't the first time they've sung that song. Why was it never pointed out to them? It is very inappropriate. Maybe it was the first time they've sang that song. You just don't know what songs are sung in dressing rooms.
Yeah, I think people are making light of the Irish team singing that song. They have embarrassed the country as well as themselves with their insensitivity and ignorance. It certainly doesn't help to quell the fears of loyalists in Northern Ireland about the prospect of a united Ireland. And that was the thing I was thinking is that, listen, there is a lot of talk about a united Ireland and a shared Ireland. And whenever you have loyalists who kind of feel that they want to be attached to the Union and that the Republic of Ireland and Ireland, you know, they're not...
part of that republic.
Yeah, exactly. And a song like this will make them fear that even more, which is a shame.
But they have come out and they have apologised. Everyone has apologised. They said, like... What more can they do at the moment? They've literally apologised for it. So social media and the press have blown this out of all proportion. We should focus on how the Irish ladies are heading to the World Cup. As a Donegal person, I couldn't be more proud of Amber, her team and all our country these past few days, and that's what we need. That should be our focus, not the nitpick of something that happened in a dressing room.
I just think Amber Barrett, the way and we heard from her dad yesterday as well. I mean, the way she spoke about scoring that goal, what a landmark moment it is for Irish football, for women's football, but also about the tragedy up in Creeslough in Donegal, where she knows so many people up there. And I thought she was just such an amazing ambassador. So there's so much
spoke
good
so well.
to come out of that. And just this little bit of negativity is just a real shame. But
Well, it's more than a little bit.
Well, hopefully it blows over. That's all I'll say
And there's
about
a
that, yeah.
Scottish person who's living in Ireland, in Waterford, for more years now than I've lived in Glasgow. I watched the match the other night and I loved it. I was so proud of both the teams helping each other up after tackles, and they were an inspiration to the game, singing in the privacy of a dressing room and not on the pitch like so many other teams. Well, you see that with teams and fans singing songs like that in the stands. They have apologised. Well done, girls.
yeah, and Vera Pauw and the girls who came out to the media yesterday were just unbelievable and so honest and spoke so well. And I think they're going to be just brilliant ambassadors going forward.
Yeah.
A little blip like this shouldn't blight the positivity that they've done.